All right, Robbie, explain what you're doing.
We're making the frame for the cabinets for the countertop. We're going to notch this 2x4 out and build the base. Perfect. We just built this cabinet that's going to hold our sink and have some drawers for storage. And Papa helped us build it.
I helped you finish it. I didn't build it.
He helped us finish it with the decorative part, which is the fun part.
Now time to paint.
Yeah, now time to get ready to paint. It is kind of blowing that way.
That is a cool machine, huh?
No brush marks.
No brush marks. Hey guys, welcome to week 7 of our van build. We're hoping this is kind of the last stretch right now. We do have a trip planned to head back to Memphis, Tennessee next week sometime. We got our roof ladder in, but the roof rack's not coming in until next Tuesday. And then right now, Rob and Chris are working on this middle part that divides our garage to the living area. So I'll show y'all guys some video of that. So yeah, let's get started. It's been another great week here in Henderson. It's like high 60s, 70s, so weather is perfect. All right, so what they're working on, like I said, is just the divider right from back here to the other side. I'll go over and film that side in just a second. They will have to cut a hole because we did decide to put our toilet in the back, and it will slide on some sliders, I guess like a drawer. Let me show you the other side. All right, so this is what they're working on. You kind of just saw from the other side. And once they get the wood cut and everything, I'm going to paint it white, and then it'll be ready to install. And like I said, they still have to cut a door and build a door. It's gonna be kind of like a drawer, I guess, and you'll pull out the toilet and use it just right here.
right, there you go.
Jigsaw it up.
Jigsaw it out. And then we'll cut our width. And I'll get ready to cut this one.
You know what I did that I looked back and I was like, why did I cut it like that? This piece was kind of hard to get over on the groove with it perfectly square. So I cut the back side off at an angle.
Oh.
I ran the whole piece with the jigsaw, and then I was laying in bed and I was like, why did I not just angle the table saw and cut the corner off? 2x4s if we need to rip a 2x4 to fill that gap. Because it's probably going to be more than, I figured it'd be more than plywood. Yeah. Well, and the bottom can come up against it too, so.
Yeah, we want it to look, we don't want plywood, we want a 1 by. So 1 inch, we can rip one down 1 inch,
yeah.
just 1 inch.
Right.
You like my camera angles? I feel like a cameraman, like with a mic like this.
Yeah.
I say we just build it here as we go.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then we'll cut a piece. Well, we got to figure out the door size, and then we'll cut a piece and butt it up to that. Cut a piece on this side, butt it up to that. But let's put this on first.
Right.
And really, we won't be taking this back out. Well, no, we can't staple it because you got to paint it. Or you're going to paint it in place.
It's up to Rob.
Oh,
That's what you should do.
Yeah, we should just paint it in place.
Yep.
Okay.
If
Just tape the wall, tape the floor up, tape that side up.
I'll just start taping when
Well,
you're done.
It's white, so you won't matter if you get it on the cabinets.
Yeah, but I'll tape up everything that we see and put plastic. We have plastic
Good. That
extra.
way we can fasten everything. So if that be the case, that's good. That makes life easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there's my job for the night,
Okay,
which
you
is
cut
good.
that off, and I'll get ready to cut this piece of wood.
Make sure these are straight. So we're looking at 20 3/4, right?
I don't remember what it ended up being.
I'll just go off my holes and call it a good.
Call it a good.
Call it good.
Which one you gonna
Call
do?
it
That
good.
one?
Yeah.
Cross your fingers. Okay.
All right, you're good.
Ooh.
Every one of them is putty.
Yay.
Putty. Putty.
Thanks.
Wait, hold on, let me straighten this up.
Right there.
No, not yet.
You good?
All right, yep, there it is.
Now I'd like for you to put some longer ones into this piece of wood.
Into the stud.
Yeah, I gotta. When I do
Double putty.
Put them right here. Yeah.
This first.
Maybe at an angle a little bit,
Yeah.
like that. Yep.
Right.
Try that. Just go right at it. Keep going.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Wait a minute.
I know.
I really want it to come off of it, but it keeps angling back in.
Voila.
Voila. That's all messy, but
Well, just get the belt sander
Yeah,
before
we'll
she
sand
paints
it
it.
up.
Just sand the edge of it.
Right. Oh, and there's the dog door. So now we got the cat door and the dog door.
So right now I'm just filling in the staple holes that they put in.
You come to help today?
A little bit. It'll do, huh?
Yep.
It'll do. Just take that out from underneath it.
It's probably the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like it was.
Still feels that way.
Hope you can open it in there.
Yeah, final reveal, huh? If it can fit in that cabinet.
Where they got laying in there.
It's kind of like a handle.
Oh, I see. It's got a little latch.
Yeah.
I hope it'll work.
Think it's gonna be tight?
I don't think it's gonna work. It's too tight. It's the same, isn't it? I know this is wrong, but
Right.
it's wrong, but it's
It's symmetrical. Yeah, that's a little tight.
that's it. That's where I knew it wasn't gonna work. Didn't think it was gonna work, but because the door takes up room when you.
That wood is stinky. It just smells funny. All right, it is Saturday, the Saturday before we leave for the beach next Sunday, and we are putting in our ice co-refrigerator. And what we had to do was we had to cut out little notches in the bench. Well, that's not the bench. In the bench so that we can use the handles on the refrigerator.
So what we're doing is I'm trying to drill this out so I can get a jigsaw in there. And basically what I want to do is try and save this piece to be able to put back in over the sink. So
Like a sink cover up.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out.
All right, let's go. Let's do action. And this is where we become idiots.
That's perfect. So I need to get through the piece so I can actually use the jigsaw down this side, and this can help me get through all the way. So better rip hang 10.
No better time than the present. Hopped a little. I was a little worried for you.
Lisa.
Forget.
vibrating it.
Hang on. Let's see. That should be good. Okay.
Sure.
I thought it was gonna like fall through.
Oh, I gotta do one more.
My arms hurt from holding nothing.
It's about to fall through.
Okay. Push it down now. That did not fall through like I thought it was going to. Hey, hang on. Okay, now. Yeah, right here. Yeah, you're gonna want to save that down. Wow, we got a hole in our thing. All right. Well, that was fun. And perfectionist over there.
What?
You're just gonna play with that block probably all night. I'm gonna go to bed.
No. I'm just gonna shave it. All right, let's go on up into the van and check out the progress we've made. So, when we step into the van, the first thing we notice is bench top is in. The bench is secured to the wall. The cabinet doors and drawers are in. Let me go ahead and show you guys the bench. It looks so good. I mean, I'm super happy with how it turned out. And if you peek in there, you can see we have our refrigerator running. And I'm gonna take those wires, clean them up around that corner. Those are our wires for our DC to DC charger. But let's take a look at the fridge here. So we have these hinges here that I got from Lowe's that hold this bench top up, and they allow pretty good clearance behind as well. And we were able to put them right here on the edges of the fridge, so that way we can open the fridge up. But man, the fridge looks so clean. This is an Iceco dual zone fridge freezer combo. We can take a look here. This side I think we're going to use as the freezer. It's a little bit smaller because the compressor is here in this side, which kind of gives it this shelf. And this side we'll use as the fridge, full depth all the way around. But man, it looks so good. It's icy cold in here. And we were also able to notch the bench here to give us some more room to open that fridge up. Another cool thing is the bench has enough clearance that we can use this feature of this specific model that Iceco has, where you actually have a handle on this side and you can take the whole lid off of each section if you need to, or you can open the fridge from either side. So cool feature, really cool fridge, excited to use it. Again, we haven't used it yet, but it's already gotten really cold and stays really cold. So we're super excited about that. And then in this side, we don't have anything at the moment, just some wires, but we'll use that for storage. The next thing that we've put in is we have put in this door. This is where the toilet's gonna go. So the toilet will be on the drawer that it's already mounted to. We're gonna put that drawer there now, and it will be able to slide out from under this door. And then the drawers here are really cool because they're on locking drawer slides, so they won't come open unless you push them in, and then they'll slide open. So they're push to release drawers. Pretty easy to use. You do have to apply a little pressure on the push, but they turned out super cool. And those are some sleek minimalist drawer slides. We made these drawers out of 3/4 inch poplar, and they're super sturdy, super nice and smooth, with the bottom of the drawers being 1/4 inch plywood. So basically we cut all our poplar down to the right size, and then we use the table saw to notch that poplar to slide our 1/4 inch plywood into the bottom of each piece. So you can see here where we pieced it all together, and then we just drilled directly through the side and used some wood glue to hold those drawers together. So I'm super happy with how these look and how they feel. The drawer slides really well, but not so well that it feels like it's gonna, you know, kind of slide around. It's gonna stay wherever you put it. It's gonna just stay in that position. And then to close it, you just push it closed, and now it's locked in there. So as we drive around in the van, it's not going anywhere. And then for the cabinet doors here, I have the soft close hinges on these as well, so that keeps it wanting to stay closed rather than come open on turns. And then you can open it up. This will be a double door to go under the sink here. And then again, those are the soft close cabinets as well, so those will softly close and the hinges will help keep it closed. Then you can see down here, we were able to build this cabinet to where it overlaps our step here coming out of the van. So what the plan for this is to be able to put a 5-gallon jug here, and that will be the gray water for our sink. And we also built these drawers with enough space that we can run our plumbing behind the drawers in order to get to the sink here. So that's an update on the inside of the van. It's it's really coming together. I'm really loving the way that this is turning out and everything, and how everything looks. We also were able to get our window seals in. So this is tacked in right here, and I was able to frame out the window. Same with here as well. And then what I still need to do is add just some little trims around the top and sides of this to clean up these edges. But so far so good. Looks really good. But yeah, it's really coming together. I'll show you guys what I'm working on now. So what I'm working on now is installing the sink on our countertop. So I have the countertop flipped upside down. What we did yesterday is we cut this countertop to match the cabinets that we have in there. We were able to measure and make all the cuts. So actually I made a styrofoam template out of some leftover foam board that we had in order to make that cut. And then I used that to trace on to the countertop and cut this out to match perfectly as well. This is just a $200 butcher block countertop from Lowe's, 50 by 25. And when we got it, it was unfinished, so we cut it down. You can kind of see on this side here, this is more the unfinished part, and then we're finishing the top with a wood oil. So if I flip it over, we already have a couple coats of that. And then I cut out the area for the sink with a combination of a couple different tools. I used the drill to drill holes on the top and bottom and finish these edges with a jigsaw. And then for the sides, I actually set the countertop here on the table saw and made a cut directly on the line of the countertop for the left and right side of the sink, and then finished up to the corners with the jigsaw as well. And the cut came out really clean. The reason why I didn't want to try and make the corners with the jigsaw is because I didn't think I could keep it clean enough to make a tight corner, and I wanted to reuse the piece that I cut out as an insert to set back into the sink when we're not using the water. So this is the piece that I cut out. I was able to sand the corners of this to make them a little softer. And then we have an undermount sink that will have a little bit of exposed edge when we mount it. And so I can set that piece of countertop back on the sink where it was, and it'll look pretty clean. And then how I made these rounded edges, because when I drilled the hole, I just drilled a 1/4 inch hole here,
in order to get the jigsaw in to finish these edges. How I made these rounded ones is I clamped a 2x4 here against the edge of the board after I had already cut it out from the countertop. And then I took my hole saw and I started screwing a hole here directly into the 2x4 with the outer edge of the hole saw catching this piece of countertop. And so what that then did is kind of created this smooth semicircle that I was able to put on the top and the bottom of this piece. And then I went back with a sander and smoothed it all out. So now you could use your hand on the top and the bottom to grab this piece and take it out. So I was pretty happy with how that all turned out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting the sink in. I've just marked my lines for the sink on the bottom of the countertop here. And then I have these little insets that came with our sink mounting kit, where you take these clamps and you put the clamps over the edge of the sink like this, and then you take your screw and you tighten down into your inset here, and that holds the sink. Not only does that hold the sink on, but it also cinches it tight, because I'm going to use some black silicone caulk here around the edge of the sink to not only hold it on, but also seal it so there's no water leakage, as you know, water will hit the edges of the sink, etc. So yeah, that's what I'm about to start doing now, and let's get started. And hopefully tonight I can get this done and actually get the countertop on the cabinet and mounted, and then we'll just be ready for plumbing. So let's try it out. Okay, so we're starting to put the water system together. I have a whole bunch of fittings and pieces laid out. Basically, the water tank is going to go in here, and I just screwed down my water pump and accumulator on top of this box. Basically, I need to run the water from the intake up to the pump into the accumulator. First, from the tank into the strainer, actually, then through the silencing kit hoses to the pump, to the accumulator. Then from the accumulator, I need to do 2 runs. I can go straight to the water, the cold water, to the sink, and then I need to come back to the hot water tank. From the hot water tank, the hot line needs to go back to the faucet, because we are going to do hot water in the faucet as well. And then from the hot water tank, we'll have to the hot for the shower. And then we'll also have another run coming straight out of the accumulator over for the cold water on the shower as well. So wish me luck. It's a whole bunch of pieces, and this is the first plumbing system I've ever done. So hopefully it works out. All right, about to test the water system. Got the hose ran, and gonna go ahead and fill up the tank a little bit and turn the pump on. So wish me luck. All right, so the first bump, the pump burned through this 5 amp fuse. I can see where it burned through. So I'm gonna try a 10 amp, which is what I saw online. I saw both 5 and 10 amp. If it burns through the 10 amp, then we know something's wrong. Okay, we're good on the fuse. The pump did stop. So I'm wondering if that's due to pressure buildup. Let me try and open this valve again. Okay, I'll kick back on. Let's try and use this hose. All right. That's constant pressure. Oh yeah, success. Look at that pressure. Heck yeah. All right, that's good. Cool. All right, so I have the shower hooked up, the back shower. I still need to, I've run all the plumbing for the faucet. I have to go ahead and hook up the sink. Basically, I could turn the faucet on now, but it would just pour through the sink. I need to hook up the sink to our 6-gallon gray water tank underneath, and then I'll be able to test that out.